By the end of this video, Brother India is going to give you some in-depth personality development coaching. Because in my opinion, Indian boys have two major problems. The first is loneliness, and the second, even bigger problem, is that many boys, especially outside of India's urban centers, can't even talk to girls properly. Perhaps this is due to societal conditioning, perhaps it's due to their upbringing and schooling, or perhaps it's simply the reality of Indian society. But today, I'm going to give you very practical steps that will help you improve your communication skills. Be sure to watch the video until the end, because in my opinion, this isn't just for boys interested in dating. It's for boys who want to advance in life, who want to become better professionals. Because the number of women in today's Indian workforce is rapidly increasing. Chances are high that your colleagues will be women, your bosses will be women, and you'll have to deal with women in business. You'll need to be prepared for that. Everything I'll say today will be based on neuroscience-based studies and, most importantly, my own podcasting experience. So, if you're ready, let's get to the real content. Start taking notes because there's going to be a lot of actionable stuff coming up today. Step 1 is called intuition-based communication. I'll talk a little about my own experience first and then quickly get to neuroscience. My experience has been that whenever we record a podcast with a woman, whether she's a film actress, a female athlete, a scientist, or someone from any profession, my game as a podcaster changes a bit. Over the past several years, I've developed this process myself, and I focus heavily on intuition-based communication. What does neuroscience say about this? Studies from 2014 and 2021 show that men's and women's brains function slightly differently. How? Our brains have two parts. One is more engaged in logical thinking, while the other is more engaged in emotional processing. Men's brains have more vertical connections, meaning they can keep one side active at a time. Women's brains have more horizontal connections, meaning there's better connection between the two hemispheres. This means that when a woman is talking to you, she's not just listening to what you're saying, but also emotionally reading you at the same time. There's only one thing you need to understand from all these signs. Girls quickly pick up on your body language, your emotional state, and your intentions. Their communication style is often quite different from that of boys. When boys talk to each other, their conversation is more functional. If they don't like the other guy, they won't talk much. But if there are common interests or a friendship, the conversation can become much deeper. This is the nature of male-to-male communication. When I talk to guys on podcasts, whether they're Varun Dhawan or the ISRO chairman, my style remains roughly the same. I pick up a common topic and delve deeper into it. But when I talk to women, my style changes a bit. I mix a little humor into the conversation and try to give the other guy as much space as he needs. I become more of a listener instead of imposing my thoughts. This is very different from talking to guys, where both are often immediately jumping on each other's ideas. On the other hand, when guys talk to each other, they often try to one-up each other. But when you're talking to a girl, the first step should be to give her space, be more of a listener, and most importantly, control your emotional state. Because the biggest mistake guys make when talking to girls is that they approach with anxiety. They lose control of their body language, become nervous, and can't express their thoughts properly. This is where the first actionable point comes in, reactive communication. This style is very common in Asian countries. It means listening to the other person's energy and reading their body language. Observe their eyes. The first step is to understand the context. Where are you? What is the other person's mood and mental state? This is a little easier in the workplace because a task, office space, or work becomes common ground. But what do guys often do? If they like a girl, they immediately drop a pickup line or start with, "Hey, what's up?" This doesn't work in most cases. First, understand the girl's mood. If she's private, introverted, or just not in the mood to talk, there's no point in forcing a conversation. In such a situation, it's better to have a mutual friend introduce you or start the conversation in a group setting. Look friends, I can cover a lot in a 20-minute video, but if it's about communication skills for success, then that depth can only be explained in a course. For now, let's get back to the specific topic, how to talk to girls. The first step is observation. If you haven't studied body language theory, learn that first. There's a simple rule.